Welcome to the Filthy Mitts Podcast.
Patrick Kane has got to go. I love the guy. He's the greatest American hockey player to ever lace up skates. But at this point, he's an absolute liability for the Detroit Red Wings. It hurts me to say this, but somebody has to say it. All right? Having Patrick Kane on this team, or at least having him play in the top six, is a recipe for disaster. And I'll tell you exactly why that is. All right? I understand. He's still decently productive. The one of the biggest problems is he can't stay healthy, though, you guys. He's missing 15, 20 games every year, it seems like. And even when he is in the lineup, you can't get the guy to go into the corner and win a puck battle to save his life. He's about as physical as my grandmother is, to be honest with you. You know, if you can get the puck on his stick, he's pretty good. He makes some nifty plays. He's a heads-up player. He's always been creative, and he still can do that. He's got the filthiest mitts in the league. Maybe not anymore, but at one point he absolutely did. But it does not take much to knock him off the puck. I'll tell you that. A quick little shove, and you know, our old man Patrick Kane is gone with the wind. I don't want to sit here and just destroy the guy, so we will talk about some of the good things that he does too. Let's jump into that first. But, you know, there's not that many of them, if I'm being frank. All right. The first thing I will say is actually more about his contract than anything. He's cheap, you guys. For a guy that's still somewhat productive, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we sign him for $4 or $5 million, you know, to play next season. That is a very cheap option for a top six player. And he's still a very good quarterback, or power play quarterback, I should say. He's still a good power play quarterback. But are you going to pay a guy $4 or $5 million to just be a power play quarterback? Is that going to be his only role? All right, because as we know, one of the biggest problems with this team is our 5-on-5 scoring. And if you're going to score goals 5-on-5, you have to be able to keep the puck in the offensive zone. Patrick Kane does not fly into the corners and win puck battles. All right, he's not doing anything to keep the puck in the offensive zone. He depends on his line mates to get him the puck. All right, we've been saying that this team is soft. We need to get tougher. You're not going to do it with Patrick Kane. I'll tell you that right now. All right, and I know that this guy is a fan favorite, but you got to ask yourself, if his name wasn't Patrick Kane, does he still have a spot in this lineup? Because I think the answer is no. I think it's absolutely no. But when it comes down to it, anybody can just say get rid of him. You have to have a solution as well. If we do get rid of Patrick Kane, who are you going to replace him with? I think that's been the biggest problem for this team, is answering that question. For the amount of money that he makes, we don't have a good answer for who we're going to replace him with. It's easy to say go pick up a guy in free agency. We've seen how that works. First of all, there's not that many options in free agency. And secondly, you got to get him to come here. The other option is a trade. Well, who's available for trade that has term, that wants to come here? And are you willing to overpay to get him? Because that's probably what will happen. And at this point, you guys, I am willing to overpay. I want to see this team get over the hump and get into the playoffs. I mentioned it in a video or two ago, but Rickard Rakell and Brian Rust have been on the trade market since last year. And obviously Pittsburgh had a pretty solid season, so that didn't happen. But after their early exit in the playoffs, with Crosby and Malkin getting older, I think it's very real to think that if the Wings go give an offer that they can't refuse, we could easily go get a Brian Rust or Rickard Rakell. And I would much rather see them playing right wing than Patrick Kane. What about you guys? What do you think? Am I crazy for this? The other option is we could promote from within. You got guys like MBN. And I know he didn't blow your socks off this year, but he's still young. He's still young, and he continued to prove in Grand Rapids. If he comes out and he has a really good preseason and a good camp, he should absolutely be playing right wing. He's the type of player that's designed to be top six, not bottom six. And it's not going to hurt you to have him in over Patrick Kane. What do we know about him? We know he's physical as hell. He's a bowling ball. You guys remember that clip this year? I believe it was one of the Hughes brothers went to hit him, and he just absolutely threw him. You know, that right there was an upgrade over Patrick Kane. He's definitely going to get in the corners. He's going to win a lot more puck battles than Patrick Kane, and the guy has a great shot. If we can build a little confidence, get him some chemistry with DeBrincat, I think the sky's the limit for this guy. Now, I don't expect him to be a superstar, but we don't need him to be a superstar. We just need him to do the things that Patrick Kane isn't doing. So there is options out there, you guys. And it doesn't just have to be MBN. We got other guys in the organization too, guys like Eddie Genborg. I think not this upcoming season, but the following season, Max Plant's going to be a really interesting player to look out for. You know, but bottom line, Patrick Kane's a defensive liability. He doesn't forecheck. He doesn't win puck battles. He's not physical. And it's my opinion that if his name wasn't Patrick Kane, he would have already been gone. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is the Filthy Mitts podcast. We're going to be putting out a hell of a lot more content than this, and it's going to keep getting better. So give us a subscribe if you'd like. My name's Alex. I'm out of here. You guys have a great day.